Logs roasting on an open fire. Ba 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 boo. It's like I don't know what the next part is. But what up? What's happening? What it is? You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. The Valley Fever Podcast. Y'all know who I am, you know what I'm saying? Sponsored by Shot by HPTV. Y'all know who I am, right? You know what I'm saying? We talked about this last couple episodes. Your mom, aunties, sisters, cousins, favorite R&B singer. Yeah, that's me. Dion James, you know what I'm saying? But tonight, we got a very special guest. You know what I'm saying? One of the OGs of the city. What I mean by OGs, I mean original gangster, not no old shit, you know what I'm saying? But Mr. Vaughn Willis. Y'all make some noise. Clap. Y'all in here, you know what I mean? Clap for the yeah. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. What's happening, man? Introduce yourself, man. Talk to the people on the podcast. Let them know who you are, what you do, man.
Sure, like you said, I'm one of these ones that's been in the Phoenix streets doing it for a long time now. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Straight up. Shout out to the D.
Right. Got out here in 2005. Thought I was going back home, but I'm still here.
God.
So hey, but hey, what can I say, man? Loving life, making a living out of this music thing. It's my love. It's my heartbeat. So and the people out here really been supporting me big time. So yeah, man. Detroit made me, but Phoenix paid, baby.
Oh God.
There you go.
Hey, I'm about to use that. See, I said.
Oh, don't be.
I'm about to take your stuff because I said Milwaukee raised me and Denver made me. You feel me? So now I'm about to say, you know what I'm saying? Milwaukee made me, Denver paid me, then Phoenix paid me, then the next place paid me. You know what I'm saying? We going down. But hey, Vaughn, tell them real quick, man. Where can they see you in the city, man? Where can they see you?
Yeah, let them know. So I got Sunday Fun Day with Vaughn Willis and Ear Candy at the Phoenicia Lounge. It's inside the 810 bowling alley, downtown. What's that? 50 East or West Jefferson. Y'all look it up on that Google. Look it up on the Google
or Apple.
But, yeah, so every Sunday night we doing that. It's really from like 5 until 2 a.m. But the live music is from 8 till 11 p.m. Pull up on us. Third Thursdays over at That Tuesdays, Westgate. That's from 7 o'clock till 11 o'clock. And first Fridays over at Shars Live from 9 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. Yeah.
So basically, Vaughn's saying he everywhere at all times. You feel me? You can either see him every Sunday, every first Friday, or every third Thursday. How many more times you gonna miss out on Vaughn before you pull up? You know what I'm saying? Cause that ear candy stuff, he ain't playing with you. You gonna think you got gumdrops and shit falling out your joint after you get done hearing my boy on this mic, man. I'm telling you.
Let me hit this one tune for them that I wrote the other day. It go like that.
Talk to him.
Nationwide is on your. No, how's she doing?
It's on. Yeah.
Your side.
Yeah. Come on, y'all. If you don't got insurance, if you need car insurance, if you need home insurance,
nationwide,
it's on your mother.
It's on your side.
It's on your side, you know.
How she sound young and old at the same time?
At the same time. That's you know what I'm saying, the family. That's how you know that generational stuff go down because she know her mama churchy, so she came out with that. It's on your side. Yeah, she held it for a little bit.
Because she knew she was about to eat on that side.
She knew what it was.
She held that S.
She knew what it was.
She held that S up like.
I'm weak. Hey, we got to make another sponsor, you know what I'm saying? Because Nationwide ain't paying us, so we going to have to say, you know what I'm saying, Shot by HPTV is on your side. It don't rhyme, but it's on your side. Goddamn. You need anything? Because this is my dog's birthday today, man. Turn the camera. Turn the camera, man. He ain't going to turn the camera. He going to put a picture of him. It's going to be Baby Duck, like right here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, man. It's his birthday, man.
Hey.
It's his birthday.
HPTV.
You know what I'm saying? But let's take a shot to my dog, Duck, real quick. Everybody, if you got something in the building, put it up real high. Real high. You know what I'm saying? To the dog that makes us look good, make us sound good on these videos. You know what I'm saying? Really took our stuff to the next level. Shout out to you, bro. Many more years. 1,000 more, you know what I'm saying? And peace, love, and progress to you, brother. All right. No, we got. So you don't want to stay 1,000 years? If I had a choice, I'm gonna be here a thou while. I'm cool with it. I'm not trying to get out. I'm not trying to check out. Y'all can check out when y'all want to. I'm not checking out. So you heard me 1,000. I'm not checking out.
I'm gonna be ready to go when my thing start working.
That's what I'm saying. But if he got you alive, you should be cooking still. You know what I'm saying? With the way you handle and carry your life right now, you should be Gucci, man. You know what I'm saying? You not.
I don't know the future. I don't put a lot of miles on my back, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So like,
hey, he been down.
You know the thing right now, but when that motherfucker don't stop, well, go ahead and let me drop.
I mean, I guess I can agree with that. I can agree with that. It's no use in living. If you a man, you understand ain't no use in living if that thing ain't working. Especially if you know what you're doing. The rest of y'all, go ahead. Y'all can check out when y'all need to check out. But if you know what you're doing, you know that's the best thing that God ever gave you. You know what I'm saying? You thank God for breath. But that thing? Why is that crazy? Oh, yeah. Y'all with it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about a few topics today, but what we was talking about before we just started the podcast, before, you know what I'm saying, we checked in with y'all, is we was talking about some relationship stuff, man. And we was talking about some problems, some things that people don't seem to get, you know what I mean? And what some people don't seem to understand, you know, that makes things go easier for us, you know what I mean? And we making it harder on ourselves, Vaughn. So talk to us, man, about what you think is up with these relationships nowadays, bro. What's going on, man? Talk to me.
It's so much. It's such a broad topic, like relationships and problems. It seems like relationships means problems these days. You know what I mean? Like after that old school love, that it just seemed like the old school love just worked. Like they worked it different. Like I don't know. Maybe it's because
social media. No cap. Social media.
Social media definitely ain't helping, but I don't know. And I know it's not like a popular opinion, but it seemed like the further back in time you go, the more established everybody's roles were. Yeah. And now that there's like a blending of roles and responsibilities, there's a lot more arguing about everything.
Correct.
About everything.
Correct.
So, you know, but honestly, I just think that, you know, everybody just needs to mind the business that pay them, number one.
Straight up.
Stop involving everybody in your business.
Hey, let's pause there. Let's take a shot to that. Stop involving everybody in your business, yo. You know what I'm saying? I heard a little saying earlier this week. It was like, you don't necessarily all the time got to watch out for people talking about you, but the ones that's already in your ear, you know what I'm saying? Because there be some snakes in the grass and you don't even really know, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, you got to keep yourself right, keep yourself tight, you feel me?
Facts. It ain't one of your day ones and y'all ain't been through nothing together, you know, keep it close to you, you know?
Straight up.
But yeah, man, so, but honestly, even when it comes down to like men and women establishing roles in their house, honestly, you just really need to know what's good for you in your household. And I think that that's one of the main problems in a lot of relationships is it's a lot of people not really knowing who they are before they go into the relationship. They don't know who they are. They just know what they want right now.
Correct.
And then they call it what they need. Like, oh yeah, well, what I need in my life right now is insert a bunch of shit you actually want, but you don't necessarily need it because you haven't figured out who you are yet.
Correct.
To be able to present that to the person who you trying to be in a relationship with. So when you trying to present what you need to somebody and then they connecting with you based off of that perceived need, and then as you in a relationship with them, you learning and understanding like, dang, wait a minute. The more you give me what I need and I'm not being fulfilled, the more I'm starting to understand more about myself. And now you want this person to grow with that or go along with that.
Right.
And that's where the problems come in.
Yeah.
Because now cats is out here sneaking to do what they really been wanting to do all along, but didn't know that they needed that.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, you got people who are in monogamous relationships, right?
For sure.
Monogamous relationships. And
for the people that don't know what monogamous means, tell them what that is.
So it's just when it's just one person with another person. It's just y'all two, and that's the rule.
Oh, for sure. Platonic.
Like out the gate, the rule is
probably not
me
what that means.
And you.
Gotcha.
So ain't no other people, ain't no other talking to other folks.
Straight
you know,
up.
that's what we doing because that's who we are. And I feel like there's a lot of people, men and women, who don't know that you're actually not a monogamous person. You're just living a monogamous lifestyle because that's what you think you're supposed to be doing, or that's what society has told you to do. That's what you saw your mom and them do. Mm-hmm. That's what you saw the princess and the prince do in the Disney movie you grew up watching, and they never showed you a different option, so you didn't know there was other options. Man. So when you try to go to the woman who you like or the man who you digging, and you present yourself to be in a relationship with them, it's all good for them first, 4, 5, 6, 7 months until that new smell wear off, and now your nose is open for something that it ain't supposed to be, but you doing good and you being good and you being, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you know that you hiding feelings on the inside that are non-monogamous. You feel guilty over it. Mm-hmm. You don't share it with your partner because you think it's going to be a problem, and it probably is, right, depending on the emotional intelligence of yourself and your partner and how y'all handle each other. So yeah, man, that's something that, now that I'm an OG, that's something that I'm figuring out. Like, there's people out there who are naturally monogamous. They are perfectly fine with finding their person and locking in with that person forever. And there's other people who are not naturally that way, and they have not learned that it's okay out the gate to say, that's not who I am. So if you don't rock with that, it's okay, right, but that's not who I am. So I don't think that people having the right conversation so that they can accurately match up with one another. Gotcha.
So that's good. Y'all clap for Vaughn real quick, because that was a whole lot of profound stuff that he just said. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get the animated clap too for this. But no, like I really appreciate what you said about emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And that communication portion, because that's really a big thing, is communication with emotional intelligence behind it, right? So meaning that I can tell you something that I feel, right, that I didn't like, something that, I may have perceived a certain way. You may not have given it off that way to me, right, but you're emotionally intelligent enough to not, put it in defense mode and be like, oh, well, I didn't mean it like that, so now your feelings are invalid. You know what I mean? Right? Like, that's, like, I feel like we have a really hard time at doing that. It's like, nobody wants to go glass house, meaning that you're so caught up in feeling like you're so right that you're not even seeing past, like you not, like, you, come on, bro, go glass so you can see that there's somebody else that can feel something that you may feel too. Like, just because your feelings are out in the open doesn't mean that they're the only ones that are valid. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes that I know, a lot of females that I know too, they don't wear their heart on their sleeve. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to, express their feelings a lot, right? So they have to find the people that know how to get them, to be able to get to that level. And that's, like you said, finding your person, or just being comfortable in who you are and knowing that, hey, I'm just like this. It's not necessarily a negative thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but this is who I am. And I have to embrace that me portion of it. Like, this is me and I'm feeling this. And a lot of times in relationships, on both sides, we tend to dim down each other's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't agree with it. Right. So, meaning, all right, I did you wrong. I'm not, capable enough to hear you tell me that how it affected you now, right? So I cheated on you, but now we can't have the conversation of how that affected me. We can't have the conversation of where my trust is now because you cheated on me. Right? Yeah, we can still be in a relationship because not everything is about dipping out, right? But we don't have those conversations because, like you said, it's the either emotional, competency, or it's just the lack of just communicating, period, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? That we struggle with. Talk to me. Holla at me.
Yeah, no, man, you're right, bro. And there's a whole bunch of people who really want to hold on to who was right in a situation. And, my dad taught me one thing. He taught me a lot of things, but one of the things that always stuck with me was when he said, just because you're right doesn't mean you're righteous. And it really taught me how to check myself about when I'm right. Yeah. Because you can be right in your argument, you can be right in what you said, but if what you said came at the expense of how she felt,
correct,
or and don't get me wrong, that don't mean coddle somebody's feelings
Correct.
at all times, or
Correct.
but at the same time, making sure that what is good for the goose is good for the gander.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering that how you, as a man, who is a, let's just say you a straight man, you as a man in a relationship with a woman, how you move with her, how you treat her, how you talk to her, it's all a part of the leadership that you showing her. There's a lot of men out there who want to be leaders because you got a dick. You think you the leader right off rip because
and have no
because you got balls and strength. You know what I'm saying?
It's just balls. Niggas don't even be having strength.
Well,
weak as hell.
That's a whole nother thing. But you think you think that you automatically granted submission and followership, discipleship, even from your woman, and you want her to trust your leadership because instinctually you know that that's your mantle. You know that that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But you're not recognizing that every step you take in any direction is showing her the kind of leader you are. Right. So when y'all having a conversation and she needs to feel heard, and you not allowing space for not only her to speak, but then giving her the opportunity to know that you acknowledge her point.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So letting her speak, actually listening and not thinking of your rebuttal while she talking, and trying your best, like your actual best, to go, where is my queen coming from right now? Why is it this hostile right now? What is the meaning and intent behind what she's trying to go? And work for understanding, not for position.
For sure.
A lot of us, and myself included, that's why I can say what I'm saying on it. Because a lot of times with my woman, with my fiance, Brandy Vincent, how you doing, baby? Love you. Mwah.
Shout out to Miss Vaughn.
A lot of times with her, sometimes we go at it. We all right, gloves off, like ding, 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 like Jerry Springer.
Let's get ready.
So like, and in those moments, you can see red. You can even stop seeing what you saw moments before that moment happened. Moments before that happened, y'all could have been lovey-dovey, hugging, feet under the covers, touching feet together. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, one perceived action of disrespect or one perceived action of irritation, and now y'all at it.
Yeah. And
so how you handle her sets the tone for what level of respect she gonna have for you. So I was actually telling this to the birthday boy Duck the other day. There's a lot of men that want to reap where we have not sown. You want to reap submission, you want to reap respect, but you are not sowing into the soil of her heart to show her your patience when she's upset with you. Yeah. Or she might not be upset with you. She might just be upset in general and talking to you, and it's coming out in a version of irritation or whatnot. You have, as a man, you have to sometimes get above your own emotions. We like to act like, oh, we're logical and they're emotional. Feel unheard as a man. And tell me one more time how you not emotional. Feel unheard as a man. Because unheard feels like disrespect.
I swear to God.
So like, no, we are emotional, but we not supposed to be driven by our emotions.
Yes, sir.
So, so my point is that we have to lead by example, and that's literally in everything we do. If you don't close the refrigerator door, you can't holler at her when she don't close the refrigerator door. Sure. You know what I'm saying? If you squeeze the toothpaste from the middle instead of from the bottom, like a savage, you know what I mean? I don't care what it is that you want to hold her accountable to, and that's another thing.
Accountability, bro. Man.
One of the biggest struggles a lot of times that I hear a lot of men saying is, oh yeah, women don't like accountability. Women hate accountability. Mm-hmm. And hell, in a lot of cases, that might be true, but that's for them to discuss among themselves. But for us, we have to allow ourselves to be accountable and show them the kind of accountability that we want from them.
Right.
So, there's a whole lot of cats out there beating their chest and trying to force the accountability out of somebody, trying to force the respect out of somebody, the submission out of somebody. Mm-hmm. And that's not a beloved person. You want to a benevolent leader.
Yeah, no,
not one that rules with an iron fist.
Yeah,
you know.
For sure. What man? What I'll say to that, man. I was just talking to Sylvia the other day. We was leaving her play. She's in a play, and I went to go see it. And we was leaving the play, and she was like, "Oh, go this way." I was like, "No, I'll go straight." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Well, let me just shut up and just let you lead." I was like, "Nah, let me tell you why I'm telling you that. I'm not one of them people that you just gotta listen to what the hell I gotta say. I'm gonna tell you why I'm telling you this because it has to make sense. I'm a logical thinker, bro. Why do we feel like on either sides, especially in relationships and even in relationships with people, we're not just talking about, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, just relationships with people. Why do we feel like just because it came out of our mouth that's what's word and that's what's law? You know what I'm saying? And everybody has to understand or just accept it and there with no explanation and no nothing. Like that's the whole if your friends jump off a cliff, you're gonna jump off with that. That's basically the same, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And that's where I like you saying, I think that's really where we're missing the buck on both sides, you know what I'm saying? Because I think in my biggest issue that I have with females, man, is I don't know how to talk when I'm angry. Right?
They don't.
So, and I didn't learn that skill until I grew up, you know what I mean? So it's like I had a real hard problem with saying stuff was stupid. Like when that's stupid. You're being stupid. Like that's dumb. And I wasn't analyzing and then one day she was like, "You don't even understand how you talk to me." And I was like, "What you mean?" And she was like, "You constantly saying I'm stupid. You always saying I'm stupid." I'm like, "No, I'm not saying you're stupid, but what I'm saying, what you're doing is stupid." But it's like, dog, that's the one you just checked dude over last week. That's the one you just posted last week saying this was your this and this was your that. But you not taking the time to learn the way to communicate with her, learning the way to treat her the right proper way. And that's vice versa, because I told her the same, like, man, Shorty, you be talking to me crazy too. That's the thing.
That tit for tat, boy.
Man, listen, I'm telling you, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. You cuss at me, I'm gonna cuss at you. You take my pencil, I'm gonna take your pen. That's just where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now.
And you know what? And that's where we be getting it wrong.
Yeah, bro. Oh no,
because that's what we was taught.
Listen, that's why I'm single. That's why I got friends in relationships, because I'm trying to learn.
Yeah. Not
because, you know what I'm saying, because I know I'm fucking up. I know right now, if I had a girlfriend right now, before the end of the day, she'd want to break up with me just off the strength of just the one simple misunderstanding. I'd be like, all right, that's dumb. And I'm not about to. My uncle taught me the best and the worst thing I could have ever learned.
What's his name? Name him.
Hey, shout out to Big Scooby. You know what I mean? Love you, Unc. But he taught me that he's like, I'm not responsible for I'm not responsible for your emotional reaction. And I use that to my, you know what I'm saying? I use that to my advantage, bro. But it was not right in relationships, because technically I am responsible for your emotional reaction, because there's a way I can let you know something and you're going to react a certain way, right? So in my response, I'm making you choose which way I'm going to go. So either you say something I don't like and I brush it off and I'm like, I don't really understand that. Can you say it another way? Yeah. Or I'm like, nigga, who is you talking to? That's going to come with two different responses. I know the nigga who is you talking to going to come with this response. Right, I know that. Right. I know that's not going to come with no explanation. Mm-hmm. I know that's not going to come with nothing else like that. But this one, we might be able to go another way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I learned that because even in certain life, in certain situations, when you do regular things, you're not responsible with how people, you know what I'm saying, may take it or may receive it. Yeah. But in relationships with people and with people that you know what I'm saying, say you mess with, say you love, say you care about, technically you are supposed to be responsible for that reaction, because technically argument is only going to go one way, how the response is. You feel me? You can say, I hate your shirt. Oh, okay. I hate your hat. For sure. But as soon as you say, I hate your hat, hey, them shoes though. Then we down the lane, you know what I'm saying? And we be ribbing all day, so none of us can just accept hearing something wrong about ourselves. We just gonna, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna let Doug pass today because it's his birthday, but you know. What you mean? I did. Because there's a lot, you know what I mean? We gonna continue? All right. Go ahead. I feel like you had something to say, Vaughn, but before Duck interrupted you with that.
I was just listening. But nah, bro, I feel like a lot of everything you saying, like there's definitely, we all have our role to play in conflicts. And that's why, to me, the biggest, most important aspect of who you going to be with, like in a way that is meaningful, you can't really put all your cards on the table until you see how they resolve conflict with you or with other people. Like, who are you when you angry? You know, I had to talk to this one dude, bro, and he gonna remain completely anonymous.
Well, I had to name my uncle, so you gotta name.
Because I'm sure your uncle ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna still be family after this. You know, you gotta know.
So
you gotta know.
Well, whoever dude is, you got some wild, weird stuff. Whoever you is, dude, he's probably weirdo.
Well, you know,
I'm gonna just stir it up. Hey, I don't know who it is, so I'm gonna keep stirring it.
But I had to let him know. Because he was, you know, he and I was talking about, you know, the way he was treating his girl and, you know, the disrespect that ensued or whatnot. And while we was in the midst of that conversation, you know, I was like, bro, you got to decide who you're going to be when you triggered. When you triggered. Because who you are when you triggered is who you are. Who you are when you triggered is who the hell I got to worry about.
Correct.
So I can fall in love with, you know, your pretty face. I can fall in love with how you treat me when you happy. I can fall in love with how much you show care for me and all of that stuff. But if when you triggered, your mouth is reckless.
Man.
Right? Man. If when you triggered, you like to tear shit up.
Right.
Let me go in here and break some shit real quick. Right? When you triggered, you like to hit as low as possible.
Correct.
But I'm supposed to be somebody who you love. Or you're supposed to be somebody who I love. But all that go out the window because you triggered. Right? Like, that's where we go with it. So, like, I feel like that's an extremely important component. And to me, it's the most important component because at the end of the day, after all of the shiny shit of the relationship wear off, then you have to live life with this person. And you have to have a certain level of mutual respect. And you got to know what this person going to do when they trigger, when they mad. Because at some point, you going to irritate the piss shits out of them.
Straight up.
And what they and who they going to be in that moment is who the hell you got to live with. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I had an ex, boy, the stories I could tell. But I had an ex, bro. Okay. Shit was crazy. I did a gig, and then I went to Mastro's. I went by myself. I just wanted to have some steak and eat good. You know what I mean? Treat myself.
Oh God.
My phone died. And my charger was not in my truck. So I'm thinking it's no big deal though. I'm gonna just, you know, call my girl when I get home. I'm not doing nothing wrong. It's all good. And also, you know, I live by myself. I pay my bills. What you mean? Like, huh? So, I did my gig, went over to Mastro's, ate, saw a musician, chopped it up with that until about midnight. You know how it is, standing out there just talking. Then I went on my way home, this other spot had like chicken and tacos. It was out in Scottsdale. Had that till like what? Their kitchen didn't close till about 1:30 in the morning. So I'm over there. Then I'm having another conversation with a dude at the bar. And it's one of them religious conversations. So we going in. I ain't done talking to him till 3 in the morning. I go home, and that's what it was. I was letting my phone charge in my truck while I was doing these things. So I turned my phone on, and, you know, I call her, and she's like, yeah, I have been calling you. I'm like, oh, yeah, babe. Well, you know, my phone died at the first gig, so I put it on the charger and was doing these other things. She's like, well, I was worried about you. And I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry about that, babe. You know, that's what was going on. She was like, well, you know, in the future, if you could just let me know. I was like, well, you know, my phone did die, but, you know, I do understand it was an excessive amount of time, so I'll do that in the future. Boy, I get home, you know, wash my face, brush my teeth, get into bed, and then next thing you know, in the middle of my sleep, I just hear voices, and somebody.
Wait, voices?
Yeah, like somebody's yelling at me, like, and I'm like, huh? And I wake up so disoriented, and then I look, and I look up.
My nigga said from above.
She's standing above me, yelling in my bedroom, like talking about something. I know you didn't think it was about to end that easy. You just gonna be yelling. I'm like,
yes, I did think it was gonna end that easy.
How did you get in my house? She was like, but you leave your key under the mat. I was like, oh my, I didn't think you was gonna use it to do this. It's 4:00 in the morning.
Hey, remember we said watch who y'all telling stuff to. Remember we said that in the beginning. It could be a spouse, but you got to take some time, bro, before you can trust that. See, left the key under the mat. Shorty came in funking.
All right, I'm talking about. I got my heat under my pillow. It took my eyes quite a few seconds to figure out who this is standing over me, bro.
That's self-defense, bro.
Man.
You would have been justified.
But
she made you afraid for your life, man.
But I wouldn't have been able to live with it.
She made you afraid for your life, man. You'd have been able to live.
You talking?
It's like, nah. I'm just playing. I just don't believe in that, man. Cause I done been in a lot of situations where I done seen some homies go through some wild stuff with they chicks, bro. And I thank God that I've not gone through those things, bro. Because I'm just like my man. You told me she showed up at your crib,
bro. And that was actually the most mild. One of the most mild situations, bro. You ain't never had nobody. You ever had somebody knock at your door for 1 minute straight? Just imagine. Imagine this.
And if I'm doing something wrong to not tap into that crazy side of females, I'll keep doing it wrong.
I had somebody knock on my door for 20 straight minutes, crying and yelling from outside my door at 3:00 in the morning. I'm like,
I would have called the police.
And
what is y'all talking about? There is a crazy woman on my front porch, and if I shoot her, y'all gonna take me to jail. Y'all come get her. I don't know who this is.
He said shoot 7 times. They crazy, bro.
Bro, these is just jokes.
These is just jokes, man.
These is just jokes. Listen, he said he had the heat under the pillow, but y'all blaming me for the heat. He said this is his situation. But now everybody's.
Oh, now my gun is your gun?
No, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why they making your gun my gun? I'm saying this is his situation. I'm saying how I would have reacted. I'm not saying this is not happening. I'm saying listen, a couple warning shots through the thing ain't no. I ain't saying he should have shot her. I said shot. I ain't say shoot her. Y'all ain't never heard that. Even if you rewind it, even if you find it, cut it out. I ain't say that.
Yeah. So anyway.
Nah, but for real though, honestly, y'all, violence is never the answer in relationships, y'all. Hey, no, for real, on me though, violence is never the answer in relationships, guys. It never solves anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna get a call, you know what I'm saying, made from somebody's sister, somebody's brother, and they gonna get, you gonna look like a crazy deranged person. Hey, look, you're gonna be laughed at. You're gonna be talked about. So just don't do it.
At the end of the day, each party has their part to play in maintaining the peace of the home. Everybody think, oh, okay, we got to maintain the bills of the home. Yeah, you got to maintain that. We got to maintain the cleanliness of the home. Yeah, you got to maintain that. You got to maintain the upkeep as far as, the house. But the peace of the home. And if you don't have two people working together to do their part to maintain the peace, then it's not going to be a good situation. So again, I think that again falls down to knowing yourself so that you can know who you need to be with.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And then also taking your time with a person to see how they handle being mad, how they handle being hungry, how they handle being broke. You know what I'm saying? How they handle being sad, disappointed, all the negative emotions. You know what I mean? You got to be able to monitor that so that you can at least get like a glimpse into the actual person you about to be with, because that representative that you showed them / they showed you, that ain't what it's gonna be.
I feel like too, man. And then I'm gonna say this, and we gonna go to our first little commercial break. You feel me? But I feel like, why are we confused about change, bro? Like, why do we feel like the same person we was 6 months ago, we gonna be that same person 6 months later? The same way we handled things a year ago, why do we think we gonna handle that? Like, we forget the evolving with each other portion, you know what I'm saying? And just the evolving portion of just life, period. So what bothered you one day may not bother you, right? What may become, it's just learning, you know what I'm saying? And learning how to evolve with the people you're going to evolve with, and choosing to evolve instead of staying. You know what I'm saying? In the same way and frame of thinking. You feel me? You know what I mean? But yeah, this is the Valley Fever podcast. We'll be right back after these messages.
I've been throw up the sex in her. And I can put you in. I can put you in. I've been throw up the sex in her. And I can put you in. I can put you in. I can see the whole city from this balcony. Back in 2019, I was outside freely, but now they got it out for me. I don't care what frat you was in, you can't out for me. Keep dreaming. Pineapple juice, I give a sweet semen. I know what they like, so I just keep cheesing. Hard drive full of heat seeking. Tryna come the same day as Jack rethinking.
It's family. It's
Why y'all not singing? Yeah. Hey, sing some shit, Mom. Let's get to it.
I like that.
Oh God, man, it's the Valley Fever podcast. We back. Y'all know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Valley Fever podcast one more time, sponsored by ShotByHPTV. You know what I'm saying? I got my man Vaughn Willis here with me. You know what I'm saying? We got the audience in here. We just making a whole little hit just now, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sylvia. We hear you over there, y'all, you know what I'm saying? We happy to be here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Vaughn, you got some new stuff coming out, bro. You said you're gonna play me some original stuff earlier, so
yeah,
holla at me, man.
This ain't new, it's classic, but I love it.
Well, give me some classic real quick.
Yeah,
give me some classic, bro. Give me that.
Since we was talking about relationships and whatnot earlier.
Right, we was. Bro. We was. It was a tough conversation.
Right.
So this is one of my little relationship songs, and it's just called "That's What I Get." If you know, you know. It goes like, why did I put myself in this position again? Lonely again, hurting again. You were my friend, but I thought that you were so damn alive. Had to have you to myself, didn't want nobody else. Thought that you could be my wife. Guess that's what I get for thinking. You, the woman of my fantasies. Right before I went to sleep, I was hoping I would dream about you. Way you make my body feel, addicted to your sex appeal, yet always knowing the truth. This house we built was made of sand, ever slipping through our hand. Divided, girl, how can we stand? Never acknowledging it slowly, sinking deeper. That's what I get. Giving you all the best of me. I should have known this was a test for me. Better move on quick before I mess around and give you all the rest of me. But that's what I get. Doing the most sexing you, and girl, you're sexing me. I'm stressing you, and girl, you're stressing me. Was it all bad? I was glad to bless you, and you were blessing me. But I'm hurting now, and that's what I get. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 that's what I get. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 that's what I get. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 that's what I get. Yeah, yeah. I'm hurting now, and that's what I get. Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you.
Man, what was the name of that Vaughn, man?
That's what I
That's
get.
what I get, man. That's what I get, y'all.
Sometimes you gotta quit blaming
Hey, for
other
sure.
people for how you feel.
Accountability.
Especially when you been saw the red flag,
Yeah.
but they was cute because she was cute or he
Yeah.
was whatever, right? That's what I did in that song. Basically, the reason that song happened because I had already seen this woman character on numerous occasions. Numerous occasions of disrespect is a you problem at that point. Because you only gonna let somebody disrespect you to the degree that you think you deserve that disrespect, or you holding on to something because you don't have faith that there's nothing better and more appropriate for you on the other side. Yeah. So it's just like, oh yeah, let me just stay over here where it's comfortable and where at least 7 times out of 10 it feel like love, or at least I ain't gotta go back in the dating pool, or at least all of this at least bullshit. We need to quit living in the least and set ourselves up for the most. You know what I mean? But you can't receive the most holding on to the least. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was doing. So I got up. I'm mad. She cheating and I know it. All right, she cheating and I know that shit. So and I'm like, and I'm just sitting there like, damn man, I can't believe you let this shit happen again. Man, how could she do this to me? All the shit I did for her, all the shit I did for her kids, and I'm going in. She ain't even around. She doing what the fuck she want to be doing with who the fuck she want to be doing it with. And I'm sitting there mad at her.
Right.
And this wasn't her first time. I'm like, no, nigga.
Man.
This time you're not about to sit here and have a pity party about her. What the fuck she did. Let's talk about you and how you keep on getting back with her. Yeah. Now, which one of y'all stupid?
Right.
The sucker or the one that's licking it?
The motherfucker licking it?
No, the sucker.
Like, no,
the one that's licking and getting what they want.
No, I was
the
just
sucker
playing.
that's sitting there. Like,
I was just playing, y'all. Y'all just be taking the jokes I be giving out. Literal as a motherfucker. Everybody thought I was a serial killer earlier. Niggas just like, no, it's not the sucker. He said which one is the sucker and then named the sucker. Obviously, that's the fucking sucker. Man. All right, man. Keep going, Vaughn. Talk to us, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, that's... Also, yeah, that's where that song came from. I like literally looked in the mirror like I was in my bathroom, like mad at her, walking, pacing back and forth through the house. I just looked at myself like, "Nigga, you the fool." Right. And that's when I finally learned the value of loving yourself.
Yes, sir.
Because to the degree that you love yourself is the same degree that you're gonna accept different things in regards to your boundaries. You know what I mean?
Sir, yes, sir.
You know how many years I went through my life not knowing that I didn't have boundaries. Mm-hmm. Because I thought she the prize, so I just need to do what I need to do to make her happy. I just need to do what I need to do to keep a smile on her face, and that's not a bad thought if you don't if you do not require that is reciprocated to you.
Correct.
And I wasn't requiring it for a long time.
Yes, sir.
So it really just took learning. Like, wow, you know what? All that stuff I was doing for her, taking her out on dates. Why can't take me out on a date? I could spend the same amount of money and have twice the fun. Right. So I started taking myself to the movies, taking myself to restaurants, getting double the drinks I used to get, and taking the extra plate of dinner home for later. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was spending that money anyway.
Yeah,
I'm straight up. What about me?
Yeah.
You know, so I started taking myself on dates, started buying myself little gifts, started doing whatever I wanted for me.
That's what's up.
And the stuff that I was doing for me was most of the stuff that I wish the woman was doing for me. I mean, there's obviously some things I can't do for myself, you know, that a woman can do.
Hey, correct.
At least
Come
not
on,
how
bro.
she can do it, you know. Yeah.
What else you be doing with that honey? That's another episode.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what you wanted to say. That's what I'm saying, bro. What you on, bro? What are you on? Oh, that's exactly what you're doing.
Got this man voice in the background. Also, what you do with that honey?
Right. Cell block D.
You gonna eat your cornbread looking at?
Man, nah. Hey, for real though, that taking accountability for that though, that's dope, bro. I haven't wrote a song like that. I've done it, but I refuse to. I refuse to write that. Hey, I was stupid, baby. Nah, we not. Nah, I ain't singing that.
Hey, you gotta be real with yourself.
I ain't singing that. I ain't singing that. I ain't singing. No, I'm sure it'll be a fantastic song if I do decide to write it. But all the other ones is cool too. So you know what I'm saying. All the other ones is cool too.
Like,
you know
I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Nah, for real, dead serious, bro. I was skeptical about doing a song for the homie because it was too many I'm sorry's in that mug, man. Nah, I'm not sorry. It's like no, it's like nah. I just play.
Like, apologize to these nuts.
On God, personally, that's a great apology for me.
Oh man, what's your sign?
Aries, the best one of them all. Now let's get in. Don't talk. We not talking about that. We not talking about that. Y'all can boo all day long.
He said, "I'll fight the lot of you."
God, about to say the gloves can all get.
I'll tear you all limb from limb.
Limb from limb.
You know how you get down.
What'd you say? All right, yeah. Turn the camera so we can see how you get down real quick. And since we're talking about down, let's start from the feet up.
Oh, we about to roast?
We don't want to do that, bro.
We don't.
No, we don't.
We really don't.
Roast
Oh, you want to, bro? Because episode, what was that, 3? It went down. We had Nico on here. It was on. So we can get it round 2 of that. Cause we got a couple people in the room.
I gotta do that. I gotta do that off.
That's episode 8.
That ain't not 3.
Well, 8, nigga. Whatever episode it was,
See,
we can get it part
you don't
2.
even know your episode. That's your episode 3. That's when you.
See, that's what I'm saying. Here we go. Here we go. Turn it around. Let me get this GoPro in action real quick. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, bro. You don't want me to touch the equipment now.
Because you're gonna reset angle.
I'm not gonna reset.
I gotta do extra work because you can't put your pride to the side.
All right, bet. You're right. We just talked about this earlier. Oh, okay.
Hey, it's his birthday too, so he know he got a clip. He got an unlimited clip.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like the line's like right here, and this nigga right here, bro.
Nobody else. It's your birthday. That don't mean read me, motherfucker. Oh, that's exactly. Hey, you better go, man.
All right, well,
Stop.
see,
I'm telling y'all.
because Duck doesn't have a mic, so it's not fair. It's not. See, I'm about to get you. I'm about to get you. Bro, I'm about to get you, bro. Just let it go. All right, we on. Because I'm telling you, we can turn this camera.
This shit is happening.
Dion Goldberg.
Oh, see, you keeping it going.
Dion Goldberg.
I didn't even say
Like you don't look like Booker T.
They can't see me.
That's what I'm saying. Turn the camera around, bro. Turn the camera around, bro.
They can't see me. I'm not even gonna know if I'm in focus if I do that. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. I'm sorry you just had to have that time taken from you
Yeah, bro.
and this experience, bro, because Duck doesn't know how to act. I apologize about that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna cut it on this out.
It's cool. Because what we not gonna cut out is nobody in the room have my back, and it's cool.
Oh,
You want to get double team?
He said
It's
all
like,
of
no,
y'all.
I'm just playing. Y'all be up. That's what I'm saying, Jay, bro.
He said y'all ain't his friends no more.
That's what I'm saying, Jay. Like we, like. Oh, so the other half of the audience is displeased with the show, so we should move on. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about, you know what I'm saying, what you have, What you got coming out music wise, Vaughn? You know what I'm saying? You just played us the original, bro. What you got coming out next music wise?
Nothing.
I know you. Oh, nothing.
Yeah, I got no music coming out. Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I just be out here singing songs, bro.
That was a good question.
You know what though? I will say this about that, man. It's tough because when I first like really started trying to do music out here, I was doing all originals all the time. The shows were small, but it was cool because I was doing what I wanted to be doing, and plus it wasn't my main thing. No, like I had a whole other job.
Right.
But
music.
I had joined, so I had joined this one band out here. Shout out to New Groove Entertainment. Shout out to Ray Love. It was like the first cover band that I had performed with out here, and it was a dope experience. It was a great learning experience. Learned a lot about like just running business just by watching. And so it was cool, but I was like used to doing my originals and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, but I got some original music too. And he's like, oh yeah, man, that's cool. But we never got around to like doing that stuff. And so then I eventually kind of like started my own band. And yeah, man, the scene, it was just like, I don't know, it just seemed like the scene out here in AZ, like the places that was going to like pay you immediately.
Correct.
They wasn't really trying to pay for no original music show.
I can understand that.
And so like, I was like, okay, well, I'll just start doing these, covers or whatnot. But I'm still gonna be writing my music and writing my songs. And I did write more, but not a lot more because once this became like my entire lifestyle, it was a lot more work than would allow for me to continue to tap into my creative space. So, that's one of the warnings that I would like, give to, the people that's kind of like up and coming or, like taking gigs or whatnot. Just understand, whatever you do the most, that's what you do.
That's what
whatever you do the most,
sure.
that's what you do. I had a dude tell me I wasn't no musician. I was singing on Mill Avenue, right? This was before I was even getting gigs like that. He was like, y'all probably seen him before. He used to be on Mill Avenue and a whole bunch of different places throughout the city. Older guy named Bing. He got locks that go all the way down past his back, past his butt, that's down to the ground down there. And he always playing the same jazz lick every time you see him. No matter where you see him at, he playing that same jazz lick. And one day I was done. I did my time outside. I was packing up myself, I was about to go. And he was like, hey, young blood. So like, what do you do? I'm like, what you mean? He was like, are you a musician? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you got a job? And I was either just about to lose the job or I just picked the job up. Either way, I was like, yeah. And he was like, how many hours you spend at that job? I'm like, about like 8, 9. He was like, how many hours you sleep? I'm like 6 to 8. He was like, it's only 24 hours in a day. And you using about 16 of them to do whatever that other thing is and sleep. We ain't gonna talk about how much you go out and party and hang out with your friends and all of that stuff. You're like, so if you're doing all of that, how much time is you really being a musician? You ain't no musician. And then just said it just like that. I'm like,
oh snap.
You not my daddy.
Yeah, I'd have been like, yeah, OG, come back.
Talk to me like that. But no, it was just a learning experience though. And so then when I started doing this cover music stuff, because I started doing that the most, it felt like my creativity took a hit. Because you see the song, that I wrote there, it's like that's where my pseudonym that I've gone by for years now, I've kind of dropped it, but it was Swift. And what Swift means is sing what I feel. So if I'm going through something, I don't care what it is, whether it's on a spiritual level, whether it's on a physical level, whether it's on a mental level, relationship, whatever it is, that's when that's happened to like this magical, this spiritual place where I can write effortlessly. I haven't done a lot of writing outside of that mental space. So I just was like, let's just brand that, sing what I feel. And that's what it was for a long time. I got hella songs, but a lot of them is like, gospel music. So it's kind of hard to integrate that into my shows. And the ones that are non-gospel, you know, like I said, they kind of like melancholy like that. So I just have to like trickle them in from time to time, you know. But yeah, if don't get my point is, if you know that your lane is that creative lane, that writing lane, that you know, producing lane, whatever the lane is, don't get too caught up doing this entertaining motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Your art is about you, but when you start monetizing it to a degree, it become about them and what they need, what the market needs. You become your gift become a product, and it gets put out in front of a market that's there to buy your product. You know what I mean? But when your gift and your creativity becomes your product, then that's super dope. And then it's like you get to sell a piece of yourself and share it with people. You know?
Yes, sir. I guess that's been my biggest change with being here. Is because I came from where people was not necessarily always doing the cover music scene. Mm-hmm. Before COVID, of course, people was. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was on and popping, but like when the world opened back up, people really wasn't on that since everybody was doing virtual things. People was doing the stuff on their own, right? So when I got here, having to sing more of that than my own music, it's like different for me. Because when I left, I was doing all my music. Like all my gigs that I had singing was me singing my stuff, right? Of course, in my early 20s and stuff like that, I sang in a cover band and did all that, right? But that was before I had any music. So it was different for me here. But, I mean, I guess I thank God for it because I done picked the right people to be around, you know what I'm saying? And I done sowed the right seeds and, like, you know what I mean, kept the niggas' name clean and stuff like that. You know, I don't do niggas wrong and weird and stuff like that because that's going to be the next topic. Like, I feel like we got a lot of issues in the community right now with the musicians, you know what I'm saying, and with the singers in the music community, period, because sometimes we're great musicians and we're great people, but we're great people musically, but we're not great humans. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so,
hey, you said a mouthful.
Yeah, bro. And we talked about that a little bit in another cast, but we had a question that came from the audience, and it was saying like, why the hate, and like in relationships, and like what I explain that kind of thing. It's like I feel like the biggest thing is we can't get past the fact that like we all trying to do the same thing, right? So when I got here, a lot of people tried to before I was even able to meet you, bro. Like, there's people like Vaughn out here. I was like, who's that? I was like, oh yeah, he does Legion and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, for sure. They're like, yeah, that's probably about the only person you got to worry about. I'm like, what you mean worry about? I was like, what do you mean worry about? They was like, well, you know what I'm saying? I know you're going to do your thing, but you know what I mean? That's the only person I was like, bro, I'm not here for that. Like, I want to meet dude if y'all say he dope. Like, why is it that? Like, why is it when you hear or when you're trying to progress nowadays, bro, why is it a crab in the bucket mentality, bro?
That's tough for me to answer because I've never had that mentality. Like before we turned the cameras back on, I was talking about how quite frankly, before I met everybody except for Nietzsche, we go way back, you know. But in Ashton, we go way back too, all the way back to the Pastor Chad days. Yeah, back over at Pilgrim. But other than that, you know, the majority of you I met within the last few years, like, you know, the last 4-5 years or so. But I've been here since 2005, and I was, 21, 22? So, like, I've seen this scene kind of, like, go from one version to the version that it is now. Mm-hmm. And there was, like, a midway point right around, like, between, like, 2007, 2006 and, like, 2012, where there was, like, a lot of open mics out here, and the musician family was that, a family. We were doing stuff similar to this, but just different. Like, so, like, there was this one woman, she went by Queen, and she would open up her home to us, and on Wednesday nights, whoever from the scene wanted to come could come.
Mhm.
Saxophone players, congas, drums, singers, rappers, MCs, everybody. Like, you know, and the age didn't matter. Like, we had a saxophone player named Seal. Seal was in his mid-60s. Meanwhile, you know, you had Mila, who was new on the scene. She was about like 19, 20. So, like, you know, but it was just all love. The people who wasn't singing and performing, they would bring a dish. So we'd be up in there eating, smoking, drinking, and loving on each other. And if somebody was going through something, they might be off having a conversation to the side, and we supported one another.
Correct.
So I'm not understanding the crab in a bucket mentality because I've never been a part of the crabs, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what I can say is that if there is that mentality, it's because of competition. You know, the feeling of the need to compete, and there's always going to be that element of competition since there's only so many venues out here that are conducive to the styles of music that we would like to bring, right? Ain't a whole bunch of spaces out here that you actually want to play at, that you actually want to perform at. And if you do, they either gonna not pay you what you're worth, or you know what I mean, or is this gonna be some weird shit, you know? So like, by there being such a small number of places where people want to play or even know to try to play, I guess that would create like, you know, a bottleneck where everybody's just trying to get through. And what I would tell to the people who are chomping at the bit and like ready to break through is be ready. Because one thing about being ready is that's a great place to be when the window of opportunity aligns with it. But if you not ready when the opportunity comes, then when the opportunity comes, it's just gonna go ahead and pass you by anyway because you wasn't ready. Right. But if you ready, stay ready, be patient, and have faith, and stay working, stay supporting other people. Because when you support other people and show that love, then that love is gonna be returned to you. Because like I said earlier, you can't reap where you haven't sown. Right. So if you're not sowing love, how the hell you gonna reap some love? Okay. If all you out there doing is sowing hate, every time you open your mouth, you got somebody name in it. Right. Every time you open your mouth, you speaking on people but not ideas. Right. You speaking in the terms of judgment but not grace. Right. No compassion. Right. No love. Yeah. What the hell you think you're gonna reap? So there's a lot of that about to happen that a lot of people don't know because they too busy operating on a low vibration. Right. You have to raise your vibration by raising your mentality for other people. Sure. And the way I learned that was there was an opportunity that a brother got out here that I wanted. I had opened up for quite a few artists at the Celebrity Theater, different ones, but never the ones I wanted to. It was always artists who was kind of like in their twilight and just touring or whatever. But I was still happy for the opportunities. But all of a sudden, Anthony Hamilton was coming to town. This might have been like 2012, 2013, 2014, somewhere up in there. And I was like, ooh, I want to open for Anthony. I want to open for Anthony Hamilton. So I'm just putting it out there, right? I'm thinking you were supposed to just do what I say because I'm putting it out there, right? Oh, yes, the law of attraction. The fuck up.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
It does not work like that.
I mean, you know, it worked how it worked, bro. Yeah, sure. So I wanted the opportunity. And so I contacted the promoter because I had a good rapport with her by that time. And I was like, yeah, you know, I want to do the Anthony Hamilton show, da-da-da-da-da. She was like, okay. You know, let me get back with you on that. She hit me back and then was like, yeah, so fine, I got good news for you. We want you to open up for Cameo. I'm like, Cameo? You mean that nigga with the red cup on that's out there, you know, I can feel it when you're out. Even when you, I was like, man, I mean, he cool and all. I don't want to open up for Cameo. I want to open up for somebody that's like, you know, doing it right now, that's relevant right now, that's popping right now, so that audience can come and see me so I can glean them for myself. Mm-hmm. So, but then I was like, well, I really wanted to open up for Anthony Hamilton. She's like, oh, no, we already got somebody for that. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, who?
Right.
Who you got that's going to do it? Now, mind you, I'm 40 now, but then I was probably like 30, 31. So, you know, I feel like I was more in shape. I was more fit. You know what I'm saying? I was better. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all yo, I'm doing it right now. Like, you know, and I got momentum. I'm picking up speed right now. Why not me? And so after the conversation was over, I was mad. I was actually like real life mad. Like, man, she told me who it was. I'm not gonna you know, do that as far as like, you know, saying who it was. But I'm gonna say this though. Hey, it's Valley Fever. Well, you know what? All right, I will go ahead. So his name was Abraham. And, you know, very cool guy. And no, he's still out here, and he's very cool. The brother can sing, like he real smooth with it. But the band that I had got booked with, New Groove Band, right? He was their lead singer before I got there, and so I think that there was a certain level of arrogance that I had because, oh, remember that gig you had? Oh yeah, nigga, I must be better than you because I got your gig, right? But that's the mentality of the young, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this little competition, like this ego thing, right? So that's why I can admit it now because, you know, it's something I can recognize. And I found myself upset and jealous, right? I'm like, what? The kid that he had, he lost it to me. How could he be better than me? Blah, 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 blah. All that jealousy shit, right? And then it was just like my spirit just kind of quieted. And it was like I could hear these words being spoken to me like, you out of order. And I'm like, why? Why am I out of order? And it was like, because you don't know what prayers that man prayed in order to get this opportunity that he got. You don't know what seeds he planted, the reason he's reaping his harvest. Mm-hmm. You mad at my servant for the gift I gave to him. I'm like, dang. So it's like, now, and then the other thought was, how can I bless you with opportunities, and you're gonna want people to celebrate your wins. You're gonna want people to be happy for you when you doing something great. But you're not happy for him, right? And he doing something great. I can dig it. What I gave to him is his, and what I gave to you is yours. So when you learn that concept of what I have is for me, then you stop wanting what somebody else got, and you learn how to applaud them and celebrate them in what they got. Yep.
Y'all go ahead and clap for Vaughn on that one real quick, man. That was a good one.
Thanks, bro.
Really. When it's your time, it's your time. And don't be afraid to celebrate somebody else until it is your time.
Man, be excited to celebrate somebody else, because them going to be the people who one day might be in a position to be able to remember who was celebrating when you was winning. Yes, and then they going to look back and be like, hey, you know what? It's your time. Right. And don't get me wrong, because it's so many, somebody else going to be like, oh, why them? I was celebrating too. Your time got to come too. Right. We all have to wait our turn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I did a lot to, and am still doing a lot to try to blaze a trail, an entry point. There were no entry points when I moved out here for a lot of us to do this kind of music in the Valley. If you wanted to see black people singing songs, you had to go to Shar's or Michael's. What was that? What up? Doc's. Dang, Doc's. Casablanca, right? Casablanca. Now, who got Casablanca popping? I got Casablanca popping, and I can say that, and I don't like you know, I got it popping starting back 2012, and then got in there, and next thing you know, black people started learning. There's a place in Scottsdale that we can go. Started bringing in other bands. I ain't gonna name them because if they tell the truth, they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, he brought us in and tried to help us get on, you know. But there's a bunch of different places, you know. Michael's only had a couple of bands. I don't know if y'all remember Michael's, but they only had a couple of bands coming through, and the bands was tight. But when they started hitting, you know, ladies' night, and matter of fact, I need to thank Michael's. Let me thank Michael's Cafe, Michael's Park Central, Michael Carr, and Ricky Barnes. You know, they were very instrumental at that point in time in my life. Like, people don't really understand the levels of poverty I was living in for some time, you know, after going through divorce. Divorce ain't no dope, bro. You know what I'm saying? But during that period of time, I was singing on Washington outside of what's now Monarch, but back then it used to be Club PHX. So I'm like a block down from PHX, and CC Peniston is walking across the street, and I'm like, oh, but I didn't recognize her at first because she's across the street. I just see this, you know, beautiful lady with this pink outfit on. I'm like, oh man, she look like Anita Baker. Let me sing this Anita Baker real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I start hitting Anita Baker. Met her. We became cool. You know, she threw a 20 in my guitar case. I'm like, I made up some, you know, got a 20. And then next thing you know, she was introducing me to the people over at Michael's. And that's how I got my gig there, because then they gave me an audition and then I got a gig. And but at the time, I had just lost like my 4th job in like 4 months. And I was like, God, if you don't want me to work a job, I'm okay with not working a job. But you gonna have to tell me how I'm pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? I can barely keep my cell phone on, bro. You know, I'm renting a room out of somebody's house, and like this is not living right now. I ain't got no car. I'm riding a bike and putting the bike on the bus, and you know what I'm saying? Like this is not living. And that same day, I feel like it was like that same day they hit me up and was like, hey, you know, what's it gonna take, you know, like to like get you where you need to be? And I'm like, well, what y'all mean? They was like, well, like with your expenses, because we've been trying to call you, but your phone wasn't on. So I told them what my expenses was. They was like, all right, how about this? We gonna take care of your expenses for the next year, and you get managed by us. I'm like, so you gonna pay me to manage me? Thank you, God. Yes. This is great. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Now, you know, it was a nice little, you know, monthly stipend, and you know, it was helping me along the way, and they were very instrumental in that. So, you know, that's why I had to give them that shout out, you know, and make sure to give them their flowers, because like I said, it was tough, bro. It was hard. I had left. I was at work, working at University of Phoenix. Coming from Detroit, the most I ever made hourly, it's laughable. It's laughable. It might have been $7.25. Yeah. He said, yeah. And then I moved out here, started working at a bowling alley. They was giving me like $7.50. A month later, it was up to $8.25. And other motherfuckers was mad. Like, how he get a raise? Started working at University of Phoenix a month after that. And I was making more money than I ever. I was like, oh, it wasn't a lot though, but I thought it was a lot because I guess that's how little I was so used to making. But I was at University of Phoenix like 6 years, and cut them off. Like that music was just calling me. Like it was just like, yo, this is where you need to be. This is where you're supposed to be at. And again, you can't receive what's new without letting go of what you got in your hands already. There's a lot of people, they want to transition like this. They want to hold on to one while they let go of the other. Gotcha. Okay. It's kind of hard to hold yourself up with one arm if you ain't used to doing it, though. You got to let go of that other thing first and then hold on. And, no matter what you believe, you can believe in the principle of a thing. So no matter what you believe about the Bible, when Jesus walked on water, I don't think it was just a flex. I think that story of him walking on water is to illustrate exactly what faith is. It's stepping on something that is not designed to hold your weight. Right. But it's there. Good, it ain't designed, that water ain't designed to hold your weight. Right. But he was just standing on it like, hey, what y'all doing? They like, oh man, we out here fishing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, cast his net on the other side of the boat. You're like, man, what this fool talking about? He ain't even no real fisherman. His daddy a carpenter. He don't know what he talking about. Why should we listen to him? Other ones are like, man, we ain't been catching nothing on this side all night. Throw that motherfucker on the other side. Break the nets. Right. Peter was like, man, hey, if you really him, call me out the boat. You like, get out the boat. He was like, I'm out. Stood there. But as soon as he started looking at his feet, he started sinking. As soon as he started losing faith, he started sinking. And that's what also happens in this game, in this music game. Why you think, you know what I'm saying? Why you thinking it's sweet? Mm-hmm. The moment you start losing faith in where you're going and what you stepped out on, yeah, you definitely about to get consumed by all of them intrusive thoughts and all them fears.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's real talk. That's real talk, Vaughn. That's real talk. It's gonna take a lot of faith to do what we do, especially with this music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they come and go. These ticket sales, they come and they go. These nights, they come and they go, bro. So, unfortunately, we have to, you know, not unfortunately, fortunately, we have to lean not to our understanding, bro. You know what I mean? So, God gonna be there to hold us down. You feel me?
Ain't it funny that it say both? It's like lean not into thy own understanding in one, but then in another one it say, in all thy getting, get an understanding.
Correct.
I'm like, well, shoot, you better be trying to understand, not to understand.
But
you understand?
Lean on that